Hi, I'm a cartoonist. When I say this, the questions are, can you draw my portrait now? Or like, wow, cool, what's your job? I see my job, by the way, it is a job. I see my job as an observer on the society. An observer of a society, the one who explain or express his opinion freely and independently. And this act has some impact, very good impact, and some effects and influence on people. I see my job, I see myself an activist in the society. I don't like just to illustrate the world's stupid news. And neither I don't like to just follow the news. I like to observe, I like to say always my opinion and act and not just react. In order to do my job, I need something. I need pen, paper, maybe a hand, and secure society. A secure society to give me freedom of expression and guarantee my freedom after expression. In some countries who are suffering from dictatorship, cartooning is the art of danger. Religious dictatorship in my country doesn't have enough tolerance to let me be free and secure. I started my career, I published my first cartoon in 1993. That's how I started my professional career, because I got paid. And after that, I kept insisting to be independent, to always say my own things, and never accepted any kind of order or whatever, censorship, red lines. And that's why my job became more and more limited and, of course, risky. And that's why after many years, I ended up in exile because of that. Few years after the Islamic Revolution in Iran that happened in 1978, some group of pro-governmental cartoonists started to control cartooning in Iran. They created a very, very high-quality professional cartoon magazine. And at the same time, they ran the first international cartoon competition funded by the state budget. And in that time, in order to work as a cartoonist, it was necessary to be under their authority and accept all conditions, all limitations, and censorship. Later, in 1997, I established the first cartoonist association, the first independent cartoonist association, a very little one in my province, Gilan, beside the Caspian Sea. The Caspian Sea, the place of caviar or whatever. And that's how I made the same pro-governmental cartoonists my enemies. And it got worse when I started to present Iran in some international organizations, and then I started traveling abroad. And of course, that's how I faced myself to receive some threat. Actually, the first threat that I received wasn't from this weird secret agents of intelligence service of the States. That was from a cartoonist. A phone threat, a direct phone threat, telling me that if I didn't stop it now, I would be in prison. Well, since 2003, I was appointed as the affiliate leader of Cartoonist Rights Network International, a USA-based NGO based in Virginia, who is the only one defending cartoonist rights and trying to support cartoonists who are facing with danger because of their cartoons. Well, I was kind of blacklisted in that time, and I couldn't do my job. I couldn't continue my mission. There were no visibility. That's how I found the art galleries of Tehran as an alternative. I started many solo exhibitions of my own works and the other cartoonists. Also, I curated many group exhibitions and in the art galleries of Tehran, and also some other basic cities and kind of the capital of provinces of Iran. And later, some tried to continue this way in some public spaces. Well, later in 2009, the young generation of Iran, which are the majority of the Iranian population, they were already very active in social networking. And they learned how to use the social network power and internet to empower their communication. That's how they could send their voice without any censorship and independently to the world. That's how the world heard the voice of the Green Movement that happened after the elections in 2009. And that's how the world witnessed the assassination of the young girl Nida in the streets of Tehran. In that tough times, I had two options: to stay, to be arrested, or to flee and continue my mission in exile. And that's how, why it happened. Because, when that Green Movement happened, I wasn't belong to that movement. I was out of that. I didn't even believe to the voting system in Iran. I didn't believe in elections. And I didn't believe in any of the candidates. But the way that the regime reacted with the peaceful demonstrations of the young people who came to the street just to ask for their votes made me very angry. That's how I decided to support them by some drawing and publishing some cartoons, some kind of supporting cartoons for them. After that, of course, my situation was super risky. Then the story happened, and finally, I saw myself in France on 1st December 2009. Now, after more than 4 years, after things, because I kept observing my own community, my own society, by the way that I could, the government realized the power of internet. And then they started to actually limit and block all access to the internet. Till now, all social networks are blocked officially. And all even very, very personal post of the blog, who is being considered as a kind of opposition idea, is being considered as a heavy crime. By making this new brand police called cyber police, they are spying on everyone. And unfortunately, they arrested and murdered a blogger called Sattar Beheshti. And at the same time, look, All of them, they are active in the social networks, which they already blocked and kind of forbidden. They are active in all social networks like Twitter, Facebook, and even Instagram. The dictator, the president, the cabinet minister, and also when you see the page, the people who are liking the page of the supreme leader, wow, such a glorious God you are just came from the sky, or something like that. And of course, I mean that should be, that should be distributed to all the people because it's a social network, whatever. I also have my own page in Facebook. I'm very active in Facebook. I spend a lot of hours per day in the social networks, kind of addicted to, because it's the only way for me to be connected to Iranians and receive crucial news and updates directly from them. It's the only window for me to my home country. What I'm doing here, I'm trying to keep my activity, to keep my connections professionally to Iranians. I'm working regularly with some Iranian online journals because it's not possible to have paper journals. And I'm publishing my works there. At the same time, in France, Courrier International is publishing some of my cartoons, and also in Europe, Cartoon Movement is also publishing my works and distributing them. I have been alerting also Tunisians and Egyptians about the danger of extremist Islamism and also both cruel faces of Syrian regime and the opposition riots in Syria from the corner of my favorite cafe in Paris. Secure society must have nice cafe. No, secure society has free internet for all, without any surveillance, censorship, and limitation, and being involved by the government. Secure society needs activists, and activists need to be promoted in the social networks. I want that the guys who are running these websites, Facebook, Twitter, or Google+, they make a very special plan to promote us. Promoting and supporting activists makes a society more secure. Thank you.